What is up, guys? Evolutionary EVs here, back with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be going over some tips and tricks in Soccer Spirits. So before we get started, if you want to leave a like, comment down below, and all that good stuff, then I'll gladly respond to any comments down there asking about the game, asking for any other tips and tricks. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the players first, so that we can go ahead and get started with that, and then I'll also talk about resources and how to manage these in a sec. But as far as players concerned, I just want to show you guys, and this is my main account on my ad, so I'm not using the user one that I was using before. So as you can see, my team is pretty powerful by now, and I'm assuming by this point that most of you, if you had watched my previous video, have gone through the tutorial and know how to play the game and all the stuff that's important with that. So if you haven't, go definitely check out that video. I'll have the link down in the description, or you can check out on my channel. But as far as players are concerned, this is basically, and I don't mean like literally you have to have this player, but this is basically what your player wants to look like by the time you are done. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you want to be able to have your player at least level 60. You don't have to have them at level 70. At least if you're that early into the game, you could definitely do it with the materials and the stuff that they give you. You can easily do this. But as far as this is concerned, you don't have to really worry about the 30 SPU. This right here, amplified power up, as like, there's different ways to do it. But as far as I'm concerned, depending on your player that you have, you basically want to at least have max HP maxed out. And then whatever you want your player to have after you do that, then if you don't get what you want, you can definitely reset it by using the key pies, which I'll show you what those look like right now. If you want to reset teamwork, then you definitely want to farm these little guys right here. So these ones, the master UPs, you definitely want to farm them, and then when you get a chance, evolve them so that when you want to reset your teamwork, which is really important for if you want to make your team really strong, depending on which role you want your player to serve, then you can use this character right here, Master Yubi, to reset your teamwork. And not only do you get to reset it, but you get to choose which attribute you want. And that's kind of a recent thing they've added into the game, which is really comforting, because before, when you reset the teamwork, then you wouldn't get to choose. It would just be randomized for you, so you wouldn't be able to choose. So then you still had a 1 in like 6 chance. I think there's like 6 different, I may be wrong about that, but I think there's like 6 different things. Let's see, there's attack power, I think it's attack power, HP, action speed, crit rate, and I think that actually might be it. Max HP, crit rate. No, I think there's defense too. You guys get that point though. You basically get to choose which one you want, and it's really useful. So other than that, let's go back to Korean Shard here. So other than that, you want to at least have them at level 60, especially if you're just starting out and you haven't gone through, the really important part. You want to at least have all 5 of these lit up. That's all that matters, especially if you're doing early game work. Just get your players to 6 stars, which tips and tricks on how to do that I'm going to explain later. But just get your player to at least 6 stars, and then max all this out. Now, once you do that, you can start working on the rest of your team. Just do the same thing over and over, and that's what I'm about to do right now, and show you the tips and tricks on how to do that. So first things first, and this is concerning the draw system mostly. So draw system, for early game players, I suggest that whenever you get to the point where you get a classic star, that you just go ahead and use the mileage bar right there, because depending on what you get, good or bad, if it's not part of your team, you can use that for special training material, and that is extremely important for 7-starring your players. So when you do draws, then definitely, if you're really early game, just use it right there. You don't have to get the whole bar filled up. In fact, in my opinion, when I do ever fill the bar, it's more efficient, for me at least, when I'm just trying to farm players at 7-star. Even if I do have the whole bar filled up, I just use this every time, because this right here, out of 4,000, this is a 500 bar. So whenever you fill up this bar, if you do it, that means that out of 4,000 you get 8 of these. 5 times 8 equals 40. So you're gonna get 8 of these if you fill up the bar and just use the 500 classic star confirmed draw, and you might even get a legendary out of it. I have definitely done that before on different servers, but that's some tips and tricks on 7-starring. Now, as far as 6-starring is concerned, when you get your 5 stars to, you know, yeah, like let's say, for instance, I got this 5-star right here. Hold on. Let's say, for instance, you got this 5-star right here. So I got a 5-star right here. Now, if I wanted to, 5-star her and I have a bunch of players that I don't use, if you are focusing on a specific team, and this is what you gotta do, especially in early game, you gotta focus on a specific team. What do you want your team to do and all that. Now, once you get into mid game and your egg game, then you can start making multiple teams and everything like that. Like I've done, like, I have this team of course, but then I also have, whirlwind and all this, and you can just do so much with the stuff you have. I primarily started out with whirlwind and Ardor, so that's why you see a lot of them. I also got a little bit into the light faction, but that's mostly because I pulled certain players like Nichi, Sammy, and Leary and Milky Way. Those are a couple of my favorites. Most of my teams, as you can see here, are played with characters I like to play with. I'm not playing meta. That's another thing that's you gotta do is you can look up like different team compositions and stuff on YouTube, but just play with what you like. That's the part that's good about this game. You can definitely play with what you like. You don't have to go and just buy a bunch of stuff. You don't have to always have legendaries. In fact, my first team that I started out with, aside from Choi, who I pulled, I might add, maybe 3 years ago when the season 2 came out, or season 3, I forgot, when I pulled him off of a free draw actually, which was crazy. It was like crazy. But aside from him, most of my team was 5 stars. For instance, Elaine, Char, Young-hee, Melissa, Ronia, Erica. She was one I pulled later, but when I didn't have Shu, I was actually using. Where are you? This is the player I was using before I got Shu, so she used to always be my backline. In fact, I'm planning to get her to 7 stars and to be able to use her again and maybe max out her amplified effect. But actually, this is a decent example of what your 6-star player might look like. Aside from the 8 thing, that has to be 160 obviously, but this would be a perfect example of what you want it to be. 6 stars, all this maxed out, so there should be 5 of this here. Decently, like, get your skills up there until you can 7-star your player, and then getting your teamwork you want, which I will actually, I'll actually reset the teamwork here, and I get to choose. I'll just show you. So yeah, here it is: attack power, pass effect, action speed, max HP, reflex, and crit rate. So I'm actually going to change her team. If I wanted to change her teamwork, I would change it to pass effect, because that's what she does. She's a long passer. She's supposed to sit back there, and if you can't break through the midline, then she's supposed to pass up to your front line. That's her job. So I'm not going to actually do that, but that's what I just wanted to show you. But before I got all these legends and stuff, I definitely was like in the same league you guys were in. I have a bunch of 5 stars here that you guys can see, that I used to use and everything. But anyway, that's just me blabbing. But what I'm basically trying to say is make whatever team you love and everything like that. But moving on, whenever you get duplicates of 5 stars you have, if you don't want to put them into your players, then what you should do is use them to level up by special training material, and just throw them in there. Like for instance, if I wanted to what do you call it? Where's that 5-star again? If I wanted to go ahead and take Mickey, for example, let's say I had a bunch of duplicates, which I probably do still. Like I still have duplicates. I collect players, so whenever I get duplicates, if I have a 5-star I want to use, boom, 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 and then other players I don't use, boom, and boom. And you don't only have to use the players. There are other materials that you can do if you don't want to do that. Like for instance, this is where I'm getting into resource management. These players in the extra deck. So you get a lot of mirrors and stuff like that from the rewards you get while you're leveling up. But me personally, when I get these, I save them up so that whenever I get a 5-star or something like that I want to level up, then I can just go ahead and evolve them. Which at this moment I can actually evolve up to 3 of these, which I really don't need to do. I only need maybe 1 or 2 because for Evolve Mirror, in order to get back to the max evolution, all I need is 2 of them and at least 3 of these guys. So definitely, whenever you get these, don't use them on the 3-star players, and don't even use these on the 5-star players. Me personally, I wouldn't even do that because they're really easy to get, and you easily get crystals in this game. Like they kind of just hand them out to you every once in a while. Me personally, I would just use the copycat players, like whatever spare players you have, if they're not part of the team that you're going to be using, unless they're legendaries. If they're legendaries, keep them, but unless they're part of the team that you're going to be using, or if they're not a favorite player, then go ahead, just get rid of them, use them for special training, and just get all your players to 6 stars. Now, speaking of draws, since you do want to get a lot of players, there are a lot of ways to get crystals, and I don't got a lot of crystals for somebody at level 130, but that's mostly because I do a lot of draws on this channel and stuff like that. You might be able to see that, but in my opinion, the best way to get crystals is this is if you get this far, is the Super Galaxy League. You got the Galaxy Planet League, I think, gives out crystals, one correct? Unless they changed it. No, okay. Okay, never mind. I was wrong about that. My bad. But Super Galaxy League is definitely one of the best ways to get crystals, and let me just show you here. So League Reward, whenever you go up a promotion, so I usually go up to around Diamond League, because my team's still not ready for Champions League yet, but you get all these crystals just from going up leagues, and Silver League, Gold League, Platinum League, easy. Diamond League is where it really starts getting tough a little bit to move up, but even though you move to Diamond League, you automatically get 120 crystals. So if you keep doing this every league, you automatically will get, 140, no, 160, what is that, 260, around 300 crystals almost every time if you keep doing this. And there's also, of course, the Coliseum of Trials. So, not the Coliseum Trials. But the Coliseum Trials is different important, but I'll explain that later. But the Coliseum of Infinity. Now, the Coliseum of Infinity also gives you crystals based off of how many times you win. So, as you can see here, I haven't done anything yet, but, every time I win, this will go up. So, that's the other part that's great about this, is while you're winning, if you want to check how much crystals you want, if you're only aiming for a certain amount of crystals every time, then definitely it will just tell you how much you get. It'll tell you last season's record if you did it before, and all that good stuff. So this is also another way that you can get crystals. And then you also got the Coliseum of Despair, which I actually got a reward from, but I'm not gonna get much out of it because I don't do the Coliseum of Despair that often. I mainly focus on the Coliseum of Infinity and the Galaxy League, or just getting crystals that they give you. But they also got rewards for this. Now, the only reason I don't do this most of the time is because most of the time, depending on how many people do the Coliseum of Trials, I usually end up around here. And 180 crystals, it's kind of not really worth it in my opinion. I kind of just stick with, Coliseum of Infinity, get really high up there. But that's basically my team. I don't know how your guys' teams are, but it is what it is. However far high up you can climb on Coliseum of Infinity, Coliseum of Despair, definitely get up there, get your crystals. And of course, Galaxy League, that's going to be really important. There's also Galaxy Live. Now, I think the regular season does give out crystals, if I'm correct. They also give out match rewards regardless of win or loss, so you could lose all of these and still get these rewards, which is really great because they gave out free unique spirit stones, and loot trays, and all that good stuff. And I think for league rewards or season rewards. Okay, so season rewards. So same thing as Galaxy League. Once you go up, and get a lot of points, then you get crystals. Me personally, I wouldn't do this considering the fact that you got team like mine, which is not mono legend. But let me just show you an example. Like number 1, like look at this. Almost all of these are either boss players that you get or just legendaries. You got Jiho, you got Bell, you got, what is this, Jin got a buff, so he's pretty decent now. You got, I think Express is a legendary too, if I'm correct. Yeah, he's a legend. You got Corel, he's been around for a long time. You got, who is this, Queen. You got a lot of mono legend teams on this ladder, so me personally, unless you got a team maybe around my level or even higher, I wouldn't do this to farm for crystals, but it's definitely a way to be able to get materials like, of course, money, skins, tactic data, which you could use if you get a coach, which they do give you a coach automatically after you get to around level 50 or 30, I forgot which it was. But they also give you, 5 6-star player box, they give you 7 Neris, which I might add, you can use if you evolve them all the way to the top. If you get enough Neris, I can actually show you because I did this recently. You can go ahead and evolve these up to, of course, the nearest second evolution. And after that, you can even go even farther and evolve them into the extreme evolution, which is the one you want to get when getting gold. So this is like the gold section right here. So we've already pretty much gone over all the ways you can get crystals besides the game giving them to you, Galaxy League, Coliseum of Trials, Coliseum of Despair. Those are the main ways you're getting crystals. And you can also get crystals by evolving players that you haven't gotten before. So let's say you got a new player, like for instance, let's say you got Melissa, for the first time ever. Every time you evolve a new player, you get crystals from doing that. So, and it also helps out with collection. But as you can see here, we got, fully maxed out Neris here. So this is how much it gives you on average when you go ahead and evolve it all the way. Now there's a little tip for those of you guys evolving and selling your players and stuff. There's actually a manager that can help you sell them for even more money, who I'm about to show you right now. And her name is Mav. Now you can easily find her in the scouts, and she is really important because if you max her out and you don't have to use the Maras, you don't have to use the lead trace for this. You can actually find her pretty easily. She's a 4-star, really easy to find. And whenever you sell something, it increases the selling price of characters and spirit stones by 30%, which is not bad whatsoever. In fact, I'm gonna leave it on this tab right now just so I can show you the difference. Alright, so we are on the tab right now where I have my mob active. So let me just show you the sell difference compared to before. So we got another 100,000 grand just from having that manager. And she's really easy to get. So if you ever see her in the scouts, definitely get her. Because she is really good for selling characters and getting a lot of money. And we're going to do that actually right now because I need a lot of money right now. So we're going to go ahead and sell her. And that's going to increase our money by quite a bit there. Now there are also other characters you can help sell, like your 3 stars and 4 stars that you're never going to use. And that can also help out, give your money a boost. So we'll go ahead and do that. And this is also going to help you grind out GP. Now some of these 4-star players I might keep, but for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and sell them. Because, you can also, go... Like, I don't know if this character is good or not. Like, me personally, I'm still trying to figure out what stones and stuff you want to put on. But she's actually a 4-star, and I 6-starred her just because I was bored. I haven't maxed out the teamwork or anything, but she's a 4-star that's really easy to max out, really easy to get 30 SPU. Really good defender. Her reflex is actually not bad at all. In fact, her reflex, if I'm not correct, is around 953, and this is without spirit stones. And this is 6-star too, so imagine throwing spirit stones on her. She's not a 5-star or a 6-star. Those ones are, of course, supposed to be more powerful, but she definitely can be useful in the right situation. Now, moving on to, of course, ST and BP. Now, in order to grind out ST and BP, I think the game gives you ST and BP, like, every once in a while. Like, they've been giving me a lot. Like, I just been having using it because I've been trying to, like, grind out stuff. But as far as ST is concerned, just go ahead and join a club, that will give you, maybe 100 or so ST every day. And you won't obviously use it every day because most of the time, you're not going to be using all of it unless you're just really grinding the game super hard. You got to just use every piece of ST, which most of the time I don't even do, so definitely a way to grind ST. Just find a really powerful build. Soccer Spirits has a lot of them. They will definitely accept you because a lot of people are like just trying to get their clubs up and level and everything like that. So just join a really powerful club, find one that has at least I think my club that I'm in has at least where is it? Not shop. At least like a level 6 dining room so they can get a lot of ST out of it. And then like all this stuff also helps too, like increasing match gold, basic stats, experience points, meeting room, that gives you free gold. So that's also another way you can also get free gold. In fact, actually I'm the leader of this one. I didn't realize I was the leader of this one. Like, bro, I didn't see that. Alright, so I think we still have space too. So hold up. Oh no, we don't have space right now. Dang it. I was about to say if we had space here we could definitely do this, but we don't. And I'm not really trying to plan on kicking any of these guys out because, you know, they've been here for a while. So, unless they're like really inactive, which I don't think any of these guys are, then I'm probably not going to be kicking anybody, but I might have to, honestly. Let's see. Some of these guys may have been inactive, so I might have to start kicking some people here. Yeah, 161 days ago, you know, all this. I might have to start kicking some of these guys, but it's like 200 pace, so let's go ahead and just kick him. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be kicking some of these guys. I haven't been, you know, looking at them a lot recently, but, you know, if you guys want to join my club, definitely go ahead and do so, because we got pretty much everything almost maxed out except for player larging. So there you go. And the team's name is Gatekeeper, and I am on Galaxy server right now. I'll have my gamer tag down below if you want to add me as a friend as well. I'll have to, you know, clear out my friends pause, but yeah, here it is. But moving on, dimension stuff. I mentioned this in my first guide video, and mostly I've been grinding my dimension stones by of course, Galaxy League, so I'm gonna show it here, but you also get dimension stones by, you know, going up. So you get, you know, 5 by going to Silver League, 10 from going to Gold League, 20 from Platinum, Diamond League you get 30, and Champions League and all of that. But if you just want to get to at least Diamond League, or, you know, up to at least there, if you keep doing this, you maybe will be getting at least 30, 50, 60, 65, you know, of those every time. If you just keep saving those up, then you're able to be able to, you know, get around 900 dimension stones and be able to, of course, buy yourself a legendary player like I showed in the first video. Now, moving on to, of course, the Spirit Stones. So Spirit Stones you'll definitely sometimes get for free. Like for instance, I showed you in the one area, you know, Galaxy, was it? Not Galaxy Live, Galaxy Live. So win or lose, and I said it before, don't do this for crystals, but do for the participation award, especially if you're really early on. There are some times where you'll get lucky and win a match, and it's definitely really good to do that if you can get up there. But win or lose, you know, you want to definitely do this. One match gets you, you know, 500 gold, win or lose. 3 matches, Soccer Spirits. So you basically want to at least do 30 matches throughout the week, or throughout, like, you know, the regular league, so that you can at least get the unique Spirit Stone and a Fairy 3 pick ticket. So win or lose, definitely do this. If you're doing it for crystals, then just stick with the Galaxy League with a Coliseum. They also got events that give you crystals every once in a while. And then as for experience, definitely make sure that you grind out the weekday experience limited match every single day as soon as you get a chance to. And also make sure to max out and get the gold limited match. Make sure you do all that. That's going to definitely help out with gold. And, you know, sometimes they'll have box matches and stuff. Don't do those unless you want to. The promotion matches, unless you need them, like for instance, I did this one because I need more of these characters. Don't do them at all, in my opinion. But if you really need these characters, go ahead and do so. I usually grind them out anyways, just in case I need to use them. So, I don't know. I'll just go back on that statement. You know, do these, definitely. You know, you never know when you'll need these characters. So, moving on, last but not least, hold up. Is GP. So GP, and where you're gonna find it. So GP can definitely be really useful for finding legendaries in the scout. In fact, I found Bonichi, my legendary player, who's the light one I showed you guys earlier. This guy. Where is that? Let me load it up. All right, where is he? This guy right here. So I found this guy right here in the scouts. So there's definitely a chance that you are able to find, you know, legendary players and stuff. Now, I wouldn't say all the time. I actually got really lucky when I found this guy. You know, I kind of just went through my usual 3 scouts and found him. So I'm like, yep, let's go ahead and get him up. But definitely making sure you have GP is really important, considering the fact that legendary players are Spirit Stones, especially unique Spirit Stones. Usually, like for instance, this would cost around 2,100 for Spirit Stones, unless there's a sale going on, and it's like 1,800 in order to get a legendary. But other than that, the only other things you need to be finding in this, you know, GP scout are, you know, players that you want. Like for instance, Renee, I have her maxed out already, so I don't need to find her, but that's definitely a good player to have. And then of course, you know, you'll have the gatekeepers like I showed you earlier. We might find one here. I might gotta go through here a little bit. I don't think we're gonna find one, guys. Okay, so here's one right here, Gatekeeper Litre. Make sure that whenever you see these, get them immediately. These are going to help you level up the players in your team a lot. So make sure you get them. And any 5-star players that you see, that you need on your team, especially early game players, make sure you grab them up. Make sure you have enough GP to do it. So whenever you draw, whenever you get 3 or 4 stars that you're never going to use, go ahead and just sell them off and you're going to get GP for it. And then last but not least, make sure that after a while when you start collecting players, go ahead and check the book. Now, most people didn't know about this earlier on, but the book, once you complete a certain line of players, they give you crystals. Like, for instance, I completed this whole line, I got all these characters, they gave me 30 crystals. And it just keeps going down and down and down. Now, obviously, I haven't collected all of these, but, I've been playing the game for a while, and the only ones I'm missing sometimes are just legendaries. Like, for instance, here, I just completed this, I don't know when, but apparently I completed it, so, boom. 30 crystals right there. So this is also another way you can get crystals. I almost forgot about this until I just thought about it. So good thing I remembered. But other than that, I think that might be it for tips and tricks on this video. I didn't really go too in depth. I kind of just told you guys the basic stuff. So kind of an overview. Make sure that whenever you get enough GP, go through Scout every once in a while. Find, of course, the gatekeepers, players you need. Don't waste some on players you don't need. Make sure you know what your team's going to be like, especially early game. Which is going to take you a while to do it. Litres and stuff like that. So let me just show you a couple of the gatekeepers. So Litre, Mara. You got Kuma, which is really important. Max him out completely. Don't waste it. The 5-star, do not waste him. Just level up the player. Normally, if you have a 5-star or a 6-star, do not waste him until you get a 7-star, to where you actually can get some more benefit out of him. You got Nero, which I showed you earlier. You can sell for a lot of money once you get some maxed out. And of course, Beelzebub, which I showed in the original video, where he's basically there to be able to max out your players to 160. And not only him who can do that, he is all, depending on the attribute of players that you're using, these guys right here, the swirlies, make sure to max them out as well, so that you can use them to max out your players to 160. And it doesn't matter what player you use it on, but me personally, use it on the same attribute. It'll be a lot better. They'll give a lot more percentage, so that you'll be able to do it a lot faster, and it'll cost a lot less money. Speaking of which, before I also go, I want to speak out on a couple of managers that you need to have that I already have already, just so you guys know what to look for if you do find them in Scout. So the managers that you do need to be looking for, and this is just me, my opinion, the managers you need to be looking for are, of course, Mauve, because she helps sell with money. You need to find also, if you do find this one, make sure you get her. You need to find E-Rain, and the reason I say that is because once you max her out, which I haven't even done that yet. Well, actually, I did. Never mind. I lied. Well, basically, once you get her and max her out, this is what you get: 450 gold for each registered friend, and you also get to decrease the Power Stone power-up cost by 5%. 5% combination cost by 10%, and crab cost by 10%. Which, I mean, that might not sound like a lot, but any money you can save early game is good money that you can serve in your early game. And then, and sorry about my voice. I've been up all night. I watched the last Yu-Gi-Oh movie that came out, the more recent one. Nothing new that came out, but it was a pretty old movie, and it just brought me back. But not Ryu. She's an unvented character. But I think I already showed you these two. These are the crown jewels of my team. Level 34 too. So you need to find Lucy. You also need to find Jero. Because not only does it give you back ST, as I just showed there, I didn't mean to do that, but he also increases power and speed of players by 30. So those two you also need to find. Oh yeah, and this is also a really good early game player that you can find is Samuel. She's really easy to find on the Scout, and she increases all speed of stamina and players by 20 if you're able to find her. So she'd be also a really good early one if you can't find either of these two to use. And I don't know about everybody's opinion on this, but I like using Ingram too, because he can use the same skills the main trainer currently equipped. So let's say you have like an ST regenerator, there, you can put him there, and it also decreases the ST consumption by 12, so that you're able to use more ST on more stuff. So other than that, if you want to grind for not ST, if you want to grind for GP, you can also use the Lion Dragon, so you can get 5 Whirlwind players or Penguins. Sometimes he drops 3 stars, so you can sell them off. Penguins are also good for leveling up, and then also it increases the chance of manager scouts by 10%, just in case you're looking for the managers I just showed you earlier. And other than that, I think they give you, who is it? They do give you Selena and Eve by default. These are different ones because I paid for a couple of packs, just so I can be able to get these skins. These ones are pretty good in my opinion, and this is only if you want to. So the only way you're getting these is if you like pay real money, which is kind of what I did. But this also increases the technique and vitality of all players by 30, or what do you call it? For instance, this one. Speed and stamina players by 15. Now this is only if you want to. Me personally, I like collecting stuff, so I don't mind spending money on this game if I really need to or if I really want to, because I play this game a lot and I'm kind of really invested into it. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the video. Going through all the stuff that we need to go through. Now in the next video, I'll probably definitely be going over the players and how I construct my team. And other than that, that's pretty much gonna be it for the video. So hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the new overlay. Well, it's not new. I kind of just finished it. A couple of days ago. I just want to give if you want to give your opinions on the overlay, go ahead and do so. But other than that, leave some comments down below if you have any questions. And this is gonna be Evolutionary 80 signing off. Hope you all have a good day. Hope you guys enjoy the game. And without further ado, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.